man is stable tonight after being shot in the hip. Just after midnight last night, Nacogdoches police were called to the 1500 block of North Street. Police say when officers arrived, a large group of people were on the parking lot of the Frogs restaurant. The victim was taken to a Nacogdoches hospital. Right now, police are asking anyone who has any information to please give them a call.